Howdy, folks. I really want to shoot this customization and review of Power Rangers Eye Guy figure, but I'm just not feeling so hot. Dark Spectre Designworks. We make it. Howdy, folks. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Eye Guy. Pretty sure this will catch me up for MMPR, which is the only line I really collect, or line, I guess that's the right word, that I really collect from Lightning Collection. Subline? Yeah, I guess that's a better word. It's the only subline that I collect from Lightning Collection. It's the most nostalgic to me. I think I watched up through Zeo, so I wouldn't mind those Rangers, but and characters and stuff. But the thing you've heard on this channel many times, you know, I got a limited space, limited budget and such, so gotta keep it to what I really like. So let's take a look at the packaging. Nothing we haven't seen before. Same old, same old. Nothing at the top. Cool shot at the background. Oops. Gobbledygook on the bottom. Let's crack them open. Pretty excited for this guy. The first couple monsters they did, Sphinx and Pumpkin Ripper, weren't all that great. And they were cool, but we're missing some key paint apps. But been pretty consistently good since then, so. Oh, that's gone forever. Just kidding, I know where it is, I think. Let me go find that piece that went flying. I'll be right back.
Today on Power Rangers, Rita Repulsa wants to use the intelligence of Billy's brilliant friend Willie.
Mister, Bebo! Send down Eye Guy!
And she sends the evil Eye Guy to do the job. Will the Power Rangers get Willie back from Eye Guy? Find out next on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Alrighty. Comes with two alternate hands. Some fisties. Nice and gross looking. Got some eyeballs on there. A blast effect. Or lightning effect, I guess you could say. It comes with this thing. His little eyeball detached. I vaguely remember this from the show. Pretty fucking cool, though. And for the man himself. Pretty cool. I'm impressed that most of the eyes actually have, what would that part be? Corneas on them, right? Irises? Irises, I think is the correct term. But no pupils, which kind of sucks, but, well, a couple have pupils, but less on the back. So in fashion, we're going to be doing a review and customization of this guy, so I don't know if I'm going to go in and add irises and pupils to all these freaking eyes, because I ain't got time for that. But I remember him being very dirty in the show. Like, he definitely needs a nice gray wash. He has some gross toe eyeballs. So he should even have finger eyeballs as well. Head's nice and wrinkly, gross looking, appropriately. Yeah, at least he's got a little bit of paint apps, some shading around his mouth, eye, and his hands, but definitely can use some more. Well, let's see what he can do as far as movement goes. These are fixed. Looks like mouth can come down. It's kind of cool. Can the eye move? Oh. That's pretty cool. And it looks like he's got a lens here. Pops off. Maybe. Oh, that can go up and down too. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh man, let's come off. And now it's stuck. Let me try this off camera. There we go. So that comes off. I assume it can... Oh, you know what? I think... Aha. That's what that's for. Okay. Oops. Okay. Looks like he's got butterfly joints. Not all that useful, but they're there. Arms can go out to about there. Go all the way around, but his eye stalks get in the way. Rotation at the elbow. Bend at the elbow. Wrists go back and forth, not very well. He's got a diaphragm joint, or I guess that's more of a waist joint than a diaphragm, I'm sorry. But go back and forwards. A little bit of swivel. Yeah, that looks like that's a big ball joint in there. Hips can go out to about there. Got a thigh cut. 360. Double jointed knee. Ooh. Not too shabby. He's got that weird... Is that multi-sectioned? Multi-jointed? Yeah, so the ankles can rotate 360 and then up and down and nice tilt. So yeah, for a big ball of eyeballs, get some nice movement to him. He's pretty great, but I think we can do a little bit better. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you this guy. Let's see. Does he have movements? No, doesn't look like it, but still cool. Let's pop the lens off here. And that's pretty cool. Alrighty. Let's get a couple comparisons here. Here he is with a deluxe class transformer, my go-to soon-to-be customized ratchet, and another soon-to-be customized Marvel Legends Lilandra. Well, Silver Sable, and then the Lilandra's head on it. And here is his little separate eye stock thing. So that thing's pretty big, almost as tall as him. And Sir Eye Guy is, I'd say 7.5, well, 7 3/4 tall. Probably get him to 8 if his legs were straightened completely. So yeah, that'll conclude the review section. Stay tuned for the customized section here in a second. Alrighty, we're going to start off with a wash. This is something you've seen on this channel many times. Very, very easy to do and adds a lot to the character. I'm just using a dark gray just to kind of dirty him up. Slop it on and wipe it off. He does have 2 different kinds of plastic, so the wash is, how can I put it, reacts differently. It sticks a little bit better on his head, hands, and feet, which is like a softer plastic, versus the body and arms and legs, which is a more glossier, shinier plastic. So my apologies for the crappy camera angle here. It gets a little better. And doing the same thing to his hands and his little external eye floaty thingamabobber. And here I'm just cleaning up using a little bit of alcohol. Generally, I try to use 70% alcohol. It's not very strong, but it tends to do the job. And it doesn't affect any of the factory paint if you're trying to keep that. So here I'm just painting his cornea. The gray works, I guess, but from the reference images I could find, he has a big blue eye. So plus, I mean, my thing is green eyes, but I figure blue works a little bit better. I'm just using a paint marker here. I'm trying to give him pupils on all or most of the irises. You'll see here in a little bit that I came up with an ingenious little plan that worked much better. And then I'm just dry brushing some lighter blue over the darker blue I painted on earlier. Fortunately, the little lines in the iris are depressed, so makes life a little bit easier. And with dry brushing, kind of goes with the name, but you just want to have very little paint on the brush when you do it. And you're just trying to kiss the edges and the highlights. Now I'm just doing some more dry brushing. This time I'm using like a bone off-white color, just to bring out some of his gross little wrinkly dealies on his head. Pretty subtle, but it works. And when dry brushing, I like to use a stiff bristle brush. It just helps apply the paint better. It doesn't seem to get into the cracks and crevices as easily. And then for the additional irises and pupils and such, I was really struggling to come up with a way to do them effectively. The marker tip wasn't working. I tried using a little end of a stick. That wasn't working. It wasn't round enough. So I'm like, oh, what could I do? What do they do at the factory? Well, at the factory they use tampo painting, and I'm obviously no expert, but I believe it's like a stamp. So I decided to make my own. I just used some 2mm EVA foam, and I cut little circles out with my leather press, as you can see there. And then I just super glued them to the end of Q-tip that I cut the cotton off of. It's still not perfect, but for the most part it worked pretty damn well. I was quite surprised. I made a bunch of them. I only ended up using one or two because the rest were too big, but I wasn't sure how they were going to come out. And now I have a little tool to use in the future. And you can see this process was a bit of a pain in the butt. Just trying to deal with all these tiny, millimeter wide circles, but I just sprayed some activator on there so that when the cotton swab touched the glue, it kicked off instantly, so I didn't have to worry about the little circles floating away. And here I am just trying it out. I think what's important here too is to use a really good quality paint, something that is very opaque, because if it's a cheaper, like the 50-cent paints from Walmart or something like that, not only is it not going to stick very well, it's probably going to be translucent, which is going to suck. So here I'm just adding some pupils. I didn't add them to every single eye. It was just, I couldn't get a stamp small enough to do that, and that's just a lot of time. So fortunately, even from the factory, he's got enough on there to be convincing at least. And as you can see, this is a pretty time-consuming process. A little cathartic, but annoying at the same time. Here I'm just adding some gloss Mod Podge to his main eye, along with some of his other eyes. In the past I've used clear nail polish, and I really like that because it has a certain thickness to it, and it dries extremely clear. Mod Podge can sometimes dry a little cloudy. But for whatever reason, the last couple times I've used it, it's reacted poorly with the paint. Yeah, basically melted it, so I don't know if... I thought I was using the same bottle. Maybe this one's got a different ingredient in it or something, or I just got lucky in the past. But, I was going to try going over the Mod Podge with the clear nail polish, but I decided not to risk it because I really liked how his main eyes turned out, so I didn't want to lose all that paint and have to start over again. But as you can see, it works pretty fairly well. And one thing I thought of after the fact, after I finished them and was editing this video and such, I think it'd be cool to add some veining in his eyes. Now, obviously, typically, most people have white balls of their eyes, so they have red veins. He's got his ball of his eye is red, so maybe like a purple might be cool. That's something I might visit in the future if I feel particularly spicy one day. And pretty easy process. You can just use yarn or thread with a little bit of clear glue, Mod Podge or whatever, but we'll see. And here he is with the rest of the MMPR Villains Collection. And on to the Glamour Shots. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. If you don't mind doing the YouTube / Patreon thing, much appreciated. Have a fan-freaking-tastic day. Bye!